The separation of a mixture of three solid substances. You will each obtain a mixture that consists of solid sodium chloride, solid ammonium chloride, and solid silicon dioxide. We'll take advantage of differences in their physical properties in order to separate the three components. And your goal will be to determine the mass percent of each component that is present in the initial mixture. You'll begin by pre-weighing a porcelain evaporating dish and then pouring your entire sample into it. You'll then reweigh the dish, and that will enable you to know the mass of the total mixture before beginning the experiment. You'll then place the dish on a hot plate and begin heating. At a certain temperature, one of the substances, the ammonium chloride, will begin to sublime. It's the only one of the three that will undergo sublimation. Sublimation is the process by which a substance goes directly from the solid state to the gaseous state. Once the sublimation is complete, you will then remove the dish from the heat, allow it to cool, and reweigh it. The loss in mass that you should observe will allow you to determine the mass that was due to the ammonium chloride in the original mixture. At that point in your dish, you'll have a mixture that consists only of the sodium chloride and the silicon dioxide. And at this point, we'll take advantage of the idea that sodium chloride is soluble in water while silicon dioxide is not. You'll add a measured amount of deionized water to the remaining mixture, and you'll stir thoroughly to ensure that all of the sodium chloride is dissolved in the water. At that point, you will then separate the silicon dioxide and the sodium chloride by undergoing a technique called decanting. When you decant, what you do is you pour a liquid or a solution off of a solid substance, thus separating the two. So you will decant the sodium chloride solution from the solid silicon dioxide by pouring the sodium chloride solution into a new evaporating dish. Is poured off of a solid substance. Once you've added the deionized water, you'll have a solution of sodium chloride, and the solid silicon dioxide will be at the bottom of the dish. And you will decant the sodium chloride solution by carefully pouring the solution from the dish while leaving the solid sodium silicon dioxide behind in the original evaporating dish. You will then place the two dishes onto the hot plate again, reheat each of them. The silicon dioxide needs to be dried, cooled, and reweighed, and that will enable you to measure the mass of the silicon dioxide. The sodium chloride solution needs to be heated in order to evaporate that water that you just added and leave behind solid sodium chloride, which will then be cooled and weighed. At that point, you'll know the masses of each of the three solid components that were in your initial mixture, and you'll be able to calculate the mass percentage of each.